Hey guys, Debo here. Today I'll be looking at a couple games in the Jammer, which is a Tier 7 Mercenary tank. I got a fair amount of these Mercenaries unlocked. Like to do the contracts, but until recently, haven't really played them much. Then I don't know, I just kind of got in the mood to try them out, so... A few of them are pretty good, a few of them are kind of duds, and then there's a few that are in the middles that I got so far. But the Jammer I really like. It's got, I believe, like a T-64 turret, which is like a Chinese light tank. It's got it definitely has a light tank gun. It's a really quick firing gun, not a lot of damage, not a lot of penetration. And then some sort of medium tank hull, so... it's not as fast as your normal light tank, but it's got a little bit more armor, I guess is the gist of it. So you see here, we kind of managed to spot them already right off the bat. Windstorm and counter, depending on what I'm at. Sometimes I want to clear this field out. It's always kind of a risky play to play away from the objective on encounter, because if the enemy's quick about it, they can win the game before you even really get involved. But if you're able to clear out the flank quickly, then you're able to get them in sort of a pincer, so that becomes advantageous. Here I'm kind of getting a little exposed. You want to limit how many guns can fire at you at any time, but I don't know, I am a top tier tank, but it's just a little bit of a sloppy play there. But anyway, this T1 finally gets himself isolated, and we're able to kind of circle him. Obviously this tank wouldn't circle as quickly as like a normal light tank, but this guy didn't really strike me as the best player known to man, so I figured I could probably get away with doing this. And you'll see the opposing team's putting a lot of pressure on the base. We are scoring tanks right off the bat. So we have a VK3601 here on the hill. And again, if you're going to play away from the objective, you really got to kind of try and push the pace as quick as you can. A lot of times your teammates will kind of lollygag. You know, that's the tendency of a lot of players in this game, so you're going to have to kind of take control and push the pace yourself. And we're able to take out a couple German tanks over here. And looks like the opposing team's winning the city, which is to be expected. Obviously, they sent the majority of their players there. We sent maybe 40% of our team out to the field, so we're able to clear that out and get them behind them. Now we got a 3001 here, the Porsche. A lot of German tanks in this match. But again, we're just kind of trying to be aggressive but being smart about it. Not doing a very good job angling my armor there, but I don't know if it's just because of the rate of fire of this gun. I kind of like play it like a light tank a lot, even though it doesn't really have the mobility. So, and now we got another. So I want a 3002, I think. So a lot of Germans on this end of town, but so we've cleared that out. It looks like they've cleared out most of our team to the north. So. We got like a OI, a Slapjack, a Tiger, a KV-1, all kind of in here. It looks like they've all been kind of whittled down. Oh, and we actually got a kind of a bad angle shot into the OI experimental. And there's that Slapjack kind of scooting around. That angle, you know, it's not a high priority shot. Or not high priority, but high probability, I meant. And the other downside of these Merc tanks is there's no real way to train up the crews, so they all start with, or not all of them, but a lot of them start with two skills that I normally switch over to Brothers in Arms and Sixth Sense. I think I had one tier 4, I can't remember which one I unlocked, but it only came with one crew skill. And here we got the Tiger. I don't know what he must have been kind of guarding the north flank. We're just being smart about our angling and you know, not Trying to take them out one at a time. So that game, all in all, was pretty easy. I wasn't too impressed with the enemy team, but you just gotta. The danger with playing away from the objective again is just going too slow about it, and then the converse danger with pushing it is being overly aggressive. So you kind of have to strike a fine balance. But that's a pretty good game. We got a top gun on that one. It looks like about 34K combined. With, you know, for a tier 7, we call it a light tank gun. I don't know how I'd really spec out this crew. I'll probably put like camo, situational awareness, and recon if I play it enough to get a few skills on it. But the next game we got here is in Live Oaks, and a lot of times for Live Oaks I'll play in the northwest corner of the map. I end up going salt here. I'm just trying to play that side a little bit more just so I learn how to play it a little bit better. But it's kind of a weird match. Most of our heavies go south and most of our mediums and lights go north, which is kind of the opposite of how you'll normally see it, but whatever. Mid to low tiers, you never really, I mean, even top tier games, sometimes people deploy funnily or strangely, but I feel like the lower tier you go, the harder it is to figure out how people are going to deploy. So here, I mean, if you have a good, you know, vision crew, playing this rails, you can just kind of surf along here and get a lot of spots for your team. Again, this particular setup is just a pretty raw crew, so. Well, they do have a fair amount of, they have like a bulldog over here. Got T-71 zooming around. Got that P-43 bis. There's a charioteer I saw over here. Yeah, there is. So I mean, they got a fair amount of guys over here. This side of my experience is just kind of trying to be patient. See, these guys kind of keep pushing over these ridges, and it ends up costing them the T-71. I don't know what he was in his mind he was gonna do, but you know, like I mentioned in the last game, you don't want to push into multiple guns if you can help it. It's a mistake here. I don't know what I was thinking, but kind of want to get a shot in that bulldog, I guess, and I made the same mistake and pushed into like 3-4 guys who could possibly shoot me there. So, you know, you would kind of want to try and limit that as much as possible. This AMX is kind of playing back a little bit. This gun shoots fast enough that I don't aim it in as much as I probably should, but some of these guns where you can just, you know, throw out quite a bit of fire, sometimes it's better just to get the shots rolling without taking an extra second on aiming them. And we're able to get him off, so we ended up clearing the side out pretty well. Looks like the enemy team kind of cleared out the city. They do have a couple of TDs. A lot of times in these maps, once my team will get to where we are, once that team gets to where they are, I'll just kind of go back and defend, just because a lot of times you'll have TDs kind of camping that you can't see and trying to push across open fields into enemies with strong guns that you can't see is always a pretty dangerous play. So that guy I wasn't able to pen, but I was content just keeping track and pick up some assisted damage there. I got this KV-5 over here that there's pretty much no way I could pen that guy, and then this LT, I think that's that new premium that came out. Kind of a squat little light tank, like tier 9 and 10 Russian light tanks. So this game was about a week ago. I think I pushed forward just because I'm thinking they're not really pushing that hard in the north, or they weren't at the time I was making the call. And if we can clear this side out, then we can get around the couple guys up north there and put some flanking pressure on them. This guy kind of doubt. I don't know the gun's alpha on this tank, but or the penetration or any of the gun stats, but I seriously doubt I could pen that KV5. Maybe like a rear shot right behind him, but I'd be really surprised if we could ever pen him in the side there. So I don't know. This game's obviously kind of wrapping up, but how I feel about Jammer all in all, this tank's pretty cool. I like it. I'm not 100% sure it's the T64 that the top of it's based on. It could be like a TD turret and then like a light tank gun. I can't remember. I think I earned this tank a while ago, so I can't remember what nations were involved with unlocking it. But it's a cool combo. So I don't think it's available right now under contract, but if you see it in the future, it's definitely a tank worth picking up. I don't know, some of the, like I said earlier, some of the mercenaries are just kind of ho-hum, but I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm liking more of them than I thought I would. I thought, because, you know, playing, you see them on the field, and if you don't really play them, they just kind of look like gimmicky tanks, but the more I try them out, the more I'm kind of into them, so I'll keep you posted on any other tanks that are fun to play. So I appreciate everyone watching the video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, you can consider subscribing. If you have a comment on the Jammer, please leave it below, and we'll see y'all later. Alright, peace.